funny, never. Find that, pump it down stack, right hot shit. Make a nigga say rewind that. Niggas know you go against the Harlem Gigolo.
Right, so walking towards the vehicle, having a look at it, making sure it's sat correctly, that it's leaning or not leaning one way or the other. There's an indication of any spring damage or loaded incorrectly. Checking underneath for puddles of oil or water, so we haven't got any leaks. And then making our way to the vehicle. Opening the door fully using 3 points of contact as I'm getting in. Let's get the ignition on and I will sort the taco out then. So I'm checking the date and calibration, or the date and time of the taco card itself, making sure it's in date. I'm going to check the sufficient paper in the head. So there's plenty there. I've got a spare roll on me just in case. When the card goes in, chip up, face forward, feel like a cash point machine, it swallows the card. What I'm waiting for now is for the card to recognise itself to the head unit. It's coming on, there we go, my name's come up now. Tell me last day is my card on such and such day. Don't need a manual entry because it's the first time I'm coming into the vehicle, so we're confirming that. That's my card in now, ready to work. Okay, now we're in the vehicle and we're going to do all the checks from the inside. So first of all, I'm going to adjust my seat to make sure it's safe. Get the steering sorted, so we're in travel position, so I'm happy with the way it's seated. So the next thing I'm going to check in the dash, I'm checking that we've got plenty of fuel in it and the AdBlue is correct. Any warning lights that are lit up on my dash, I'm checking, so all them are extinguished apart from the handbrake. So we're all happy there. So I'm coming across now to my door, so I'm checking my window is clean and clear and the mirrors are set correctly so I can see out of both mirrors in the right position. Coming across under the windscreen, I'm checking the set speed on the vehicle is set correctly so we know the speed limiter is correct in it. Running across the window, making sure there's no cracks or damage. Checking my close proximity mirror, that is all correct and set in the right position so I can see in front of the vehicle, so if anybody's walking down along there so we can see them. Coming across, checking the rest of the windscreen that there's no cracks or damage. Working my way over to the passenger door, checking that the window's correct and the mirrors are set in the correct position, and we've got a step mirror pointing down in the correct position as well. All happy with that. Whilst I'm here, I'm going to check my passenger seat belt, so I'll lean over a little bit. So we check in for phrase damage and that is locking correctly. So I'm going to check to make sure it locks in. We're happy with that. I'm going to take it back out to make sure it goes back in the correct position. Whilst we're on the belts, I'm going to check my side. So we're checking for any phrase or damage into the holder, making sure it locks and obviously making sure it's working correctly. All happy with that. So back with the steering wheel, I'm going to check now all the warning devices are not. So we're checking the horn. I'm checking that my screen wash is working correctly, so there's enough fluid in it as well. Cleaning the windscreen. All happy with that. So from this point now we're getting ready to go out. So what I'm going to do is turn all the lights on and put my hazards on to make sure they're all working. And then we're going to exit the vehicle using the 3 points of contact again. Checking my mirrors first to make sure it's clear down there. Opening the door fully and using 3 points of contact to climb out of the vehicle. And closing the door behind me.
That be 35%. Goes on ballet, so I look both ways. Cop says okay. My 10 smoke.
Okay, starting our walk around check. We need a system in place, so we're going to go top, middle, bottom, starting from the top, checking for any damage, any issues with the vehicle. Coming across, checking the side marker, going over the other side, same again, checking the top side marker on this side as well. Working down, checking our mirror, the clamp that holds the mirror on, checking the screen is in good condition, no cracks, no issues with it. Checking the wiper blade, making sure our gloves are off so we're not rubbing oil or smearing the screen with it. It's in good condition with both of them. Checking that we've got an operator's license in the window and it's actually in date. Coming down, checking the main front of the body then, if you like, the grille. And we're going to move on to the oil, water and so on once we lift it. So opening up the grille, And then we've got inside our oil filler is there, and our dipstick is here. We're going to check the dipstick, making sure it's parked on flat level ground and that the engine is cold for checking the level as well. So we wipe the stick. We're going to reinsert now so it gives us a true reading. So pulling it out, now we're going to check to make sure it's in good condition, so we're happy with that. Moving across the header tank or the water tank, making sure that the water's in between the minimum and maximum markers there. And coming down to the screen wash, making sure we can fluid in there, and we're looking down so we can see there's plenty of water in that area. Then a visual in there to make sure it's all safe and secure and no other leaks or issues coming from there. Closing the grill. Now we're going to step back and we're going to check the lights. So we're going to check our indicator that's flashing, our side light, main light, and our full beam or our main beam as well. Coming across the front, checking the lights on the 4 lamps there and working our way back across to this set of lights and doing the same checks again. Our full beam, main beam, dip, side light and our indicator is working. Then moving down, checking our number plate is in good clean condition and we can read it and is safe and secure onto the body of the vehicle. Working around the truck, so same again, we're going to start from the top, so we're checking the deflector kit, that's in good condition, and as we're working down with it, our step mirror, we can see it's in good condition, the glass is in good condition, our mirrors this side, and our mirror arm is secure. The window itself is in good condition. Then working down to the door area, we're going to open it up to make sure it opens safe and secure. Going into the vehicle then, or into this area of the vehicle, we have a ministry plate here giving us the information of the truck, how much weight it can carry and how much weight we can put on each axle of the vehicle as well. If the truck is 12 months or newer, there's a possibility we won't have a ministry plate. So then we come to the plate on the truck, which is giving us the same detail as well, the manufacturer's plate then, which is giving us the same information as what we'd find on the ministry plate. So we're happy with that area. Closing the door to make sure it's safe and secure. Checking our steps, that they're safe. Moving on to the wing. And the spray suppression of the vehicle is safe and secure. Onto the repeater light so we can see it's working and in good condition.
Get your hoe, take a low, make the bitch trick it though. I represent hundreds of money, fly guys and gents. Ride with the waves, no way, nigga me without handing me my shit. Got plans to get my land and my chicks. Nigga got.
Moving on to the tyre then. What we're checking for, at least 1 mil worth of tread depth left in it, over 3/4 of the width of the tyre and over the complete circumference of the tyre as well. Checking for any cuts, bulges or wire exposed in the tyre. So we're all happy with that. And then moving on to the wheel and the wheel nuts. So we're checking to make sure there's enough thread showing, so they're virtually the same on each one. If we did have an issue there, the telltale marks would be the washers would come loose and we could see a lot of shining behind it where it would rub and obviously look very, very clean without problem. So these all look well and in good condition. Moving across, back onto the body, starting from the top. So we're checking for any damage, any issues with that. So working down with it as well. Down the reflective strip so we can see it's in good condition, all clean and clear. And then moving down to the side markers, and our side guard then is in good condition, all safe and secure. As we move along, we've got our battery box next, so we're checking to make sure it's safe and held on securely. Moving along to the tank, to the fuel tank, so checking that the cap is safe and secure. The straps holding it on are bolted onto the chassis and coming round holding on as they should do. Looking down underneath the tank for any leaks or any damage to the actual brackets or the straps holding the tank on as well. Then moving along onto the side guards, same again with our marker lights, coming along to the springs on the vehicle, so we're checking to make sure it's safe and no damage, no cracks, no issues with that. Checking in between the back wheels for any dunnage, stones, anything jammed in there, and checking the tread, which you can see from this point as well. Moving along then to the wing, spray suppression, back onto the tyre wall, and don't forget we have a wheel on the inside as well, so we check in to see that area as well. Moving on to the wheel nuts, same checks again, making sure they're safe and secure, so we're happy with that. Moving along, side repeater again, and coming to the back of the vehicle, going from the top, checking our top marker lights, and then working into the centre. We can see the catches that hold the door together, so they're safe and secure. Working down, then we've got our reflective strip running around the vehicle. That is in good condition. We're going to check to make sure the door opens and closes correctly, and once it's open, we're going to check for any packages or possibly people that are inside the vehicle. It's all safe and secure. So we're going to close it back up and making sure it locks in the top and the bottom then, so we're happy with that. Then working our way down again, moving on to the lights. It's all clean and clear, no cracks, no damage. All our lights are on, so we've got our indicator, side light, fog light, all showing. The only ones that aren't showing with us are our brake lights and our reversing lights. And if we use the indicator, left and right, which we haven't checked yet. Checking the number plate, it's clean and clear, and it matches the same that's on the front. Coming to the back bar, and we check in that the strip is on and it's not damaged or anything issues with that side of it. Back to the light, same checks again, all safe, clean and clear, and all working as it should be. Moving around to the side, going from the top of the body again, checking for cracks or damage to the vehicle then, and working our way down, but there's no tears or rips, and so on. Our strip is still there again in good condition. Looking in then, checking our suspension so we can see the springs there, working our way up to the mudguard and the spray suppression, moving on to the tyre for the checks again, and checking the inside one, and looking at the wheel nuts, or checking the wheel nuts are safe and secure with a visual check. Moving along, side guards in good condition, our lights again, as we've got them all the way alongside the body. Our blue tank, we're checking to make sure it's safe and secure. Then as we're looking around it, that it's mounted correctly, no problems, and we've got no leaks or no issues with that side of it. Moving on to the exhaust, we check in to make sure it's safe and secure on what we can see, like the mountings and so on. We're making sure that they're secure, and then looking underneath for anything hanging off or giving problems with it. Moving along, we've got another part here which is bolted onto it, checking to make sure it's safe and secure, and all clips etc are secure on it. Moving across then back to the side of the door, going from the top, so we're checking the deflector kit, working our way down, checking the mirror arm, all the mirrors in good condition, the glass, and then coming down to the door, checking our wing again, spray suppression is clean and clear. Moving on to the tyre, checking for the depth and the width and so on again, and our wheel nuts, checking for the same as we've done all the way along.
Pop champagne like I won a championship.
Okay, now that we've done the outside checks of the vehicle, what I'm going to do is get my defect book, take off all the bits that we've checked so far. So as we can see at the end of the defect now, what I've got left to check is the engine smoke and noise and the steering. So how we're going to check that is from the inside of the vehicle. So make sure we get handbrake on or a gear. Start the vehicle up. I'm going to look out of my window now and give the vehicle a rev or two just to check for smoke coming out of the engine. So that's all nice and clear with us. And then from that point, what I'm going to do is engage a gear and just drive it forward, and then checking what the vehicle is parked on then. So the wheels underneath what we didn't check at the original bit. So we're going to put in the gear, all our checks, making sure it's safe, and just roll the vehicle forward only a couple of feet, and by doing that I can check my steering that it's all working correctly, bringing it to a stop, handbrake neutral, and we're happy with that. That's all nice and clear. Bringing it to a stop, and we're going to go back out and just check the tyres that the vehicle is parked on as we go along. So a quick check, making sure it's safe, opening the door fully, 3 points of contact, and out of the vehicle we go to check the tyres. Then moving down onto the tyre, so we're checking for tread depth on the tyre, which is 1 mil 3/4 of the width of the tyre and the full circumference of the tyre then as we go along. Okay, going back into the vehicle then, using our 3 points of contact. And the checks we haven't done now are our brake lights, our reversing lights, and our indicators left and right, because we had our 4 ways of our hazards on, checking that. So there's a few ways of checking it. We can either reverse up to a building and check the reflections from the building, or we can possibly ask a colleague to help us as well. So on this occasion I've got a colleague with me. So Malcolm, would you like to go to the back and check the lights for me, please? And we're just going to run through the lights we haven't checked. So I've got my brake lights on. There we are. I'm going to change the indicator. So right hand indicator, left hand indicator. I'm going to check our reversing light as well. There we go. So we know all them are working, so we're fit to go. Right, I'm going to eject the car now. It's the end of my shift. So I'm going to press the eject button, which is that one there. Come up with a name on the countdown barrier, so it's writing everything towards the card now what I've done for the day. It's confirming the country where we're ending, which is UK. I'm confirming it. It's writing that information into the card. And now it's confirming the time, asking me do I want a print out of the card, so we don't need one. So I'm going to press OK. And there's my card back out. So it's safe. And then turn ignition up, getting ready to lock the vehicle back up then at the end of the shift.